What is up, guys, and welcome to the finale of SBK16 career mode. We have episode number 13 for the Qatar Grand Prix. One of the only races outside Europe in the whole season. There's only a couple of them: Australia, Thailand, the US and Qatar, as far as I can remember. And yeah, here we go. This is the last episode of this career mode, and it's been a fantastic journey, and we find ourselves in a direct title fight with our teammate Jonathan Rea, and it all comes down to this. We can win the championship today. On screen now is some gameplay of the penultimate episode, which took place at Jerez in Spain. But we're not talking about Spain, we're talking about the present. Practice, we made it 13 from 13 for the season, topping out with a 1:47.7. I was pretty happy with that one. That was a very solid lap, obviously 11 seconds ahead of the AI. And we also managed to clinch pole position as we skip to the quali results with Rea in P2 in the most crucial round of the season. So let's do it then. Head to head with Rea. Let's get into race 1 here at the finale. Here we are then on the grid for the final time. Well, the penultimate time. Anyway, we are underway for race number 1 here at the finale. Rea gets another good start, so does Giuliano, and I'm being swarmed, and there's Van der Mark on the left hand side there. But again, the AI pretty OP with traction off the line. That was Davies there getting involved in the background. Down into turn 1, we make a lunge, back up into P2. Rea gives us the squeeze out wide, but we're not having any of that. We switch back to the inside and send it to regain the lead again. Now we need to try and keep it flat through these corners. It's an interesting one for the player is Qatar, because I think I'm very quick in the corners, but the AI are just ridiculous on the straights, or they were certainly when I did a quick race round here a couple of days ago, just to be, build up practice from this race. Since Jerez, I've done quite a few quick races just to practice racing around this circuit to give myself a great chance, and I found the AI are pretty ridiculous on the straights, but I'm pretty quick in the corners, so it could be an interesting one. Sometimes you can win, but sometimes you can't at Losail. Anyway, this is the very curvy middle sector. Looking at the mini-map, it almost reminds me a little bit of Bahrain in F1 in terms of a long start finish straight. Then you've got turn 1, which sort of loops into sort of a second straight, and then down into the curvy middle sector. I don't know, that's just my sort of concept of it. Anyway, this is my strongest part of the lap. You nicely try and keep it at 100 plus miles per hour through here if you can, just to carry as much momentum as you can as we come towards the end of lap 1. It's the longest lap of the calendar around here, 5.38 kilometers. I'm not sure, it's just over 3 miles, I think about 3.2 miles, 3.3 miles off the top of my head. But into the final corner to conclude lap 1 of the longest lap of the season, and we still maintain the lead, which is good. But now look at Jonathan Rea, here he comes on the straight, he's got awesome traction, it's just us two out in the lead. There he is, look at the ridiculousness of that speed. He even has to go off into the pit lane. Breaking into turn 1, we're going to go a little bit deep, try and go as late as we possibly can, but I have gone too deep. But we get a better exit, and in the end we're side by side with Jonathan Rea, and we send it to the inside of the Irishman to maintain the lead of the Grand Prix. We've just crossed the line to start the last lap. Looking, I've got a bit of a cushion, but I've broken far too late there, and I've gone straight on into the gravel trap, and that is not good, because that's given the lead to the Honda. It's a Honda 1-2 as it stands. I think that's a BMW of maybe Torres or even Reiterberger up into 3rd place. I've no idea where Jonathan Rea is. At some point maybe slipped down the order, and that's not what I needed to do either. Sometimes when I look behind me, I just completely forget about the circuit, misjudge my braking point, do a wheelie, pull a stoppie, anything, and that has cost me dearly there. I was leading, and now we're down into P4, so that is far from ideal. So we need to look and try and catch these places up. But in the end, this was a really scruffy lap, and I just made so many errors and just got eaten alive by the AI. That's both Ducatis going past me now. That was first, I think, Giuliano, and then Davies, and now again I've massively sort of understeered almost into the gravel trap, and I'm going down P8. but P9 now, but still I've not seen Jonathan Rea go past me, which in a way it's absolutely fine. As long as we're ahead of Rea, it does not matter at all. I think that might have been him there just behind me in P10, so don't forget we still lead the championship. I think it was by 8 or 12 points perhaps. But anyway, into the last corner of race number 1. It's not been the result I personally wanted, but we're ahead of Jonathan Rea, and that's all that's going to matter, because in this Titanic championship battle we are going to put one hand on the championship trophy here, but there's still a whole lot that could happen in race 2. But it was Honda who really made a statement in the final race with a 1-2. Torres on the podium, Ducati 4-5, a BMW 6-8, and Schmitter managed to finish P7. In the end, we were P9, but where was Jonathan Rea? Only P13. He was behind De Angelis, Savadori, Gintoli, and ahead of Alex Lowe's. But now let's move into the actual final race of the season. This is what it means in the championship. We're 12 points clear. We only need a podium if Rea wins the race. So let's go racing. Here we go then for the final time in this career mode, revving up to 3 red lights, and we are underway for the final race, and Rea once again gets a fantastic start along with David Giugliano, and Van der Mark is there as well on the outside, breaking down into turn 1. We're going to be conservative. We're going to try and go round the outside of Giugliano, and again it's Jonathan Rea who leads, and myself, aka Tom Sykes, of course, that's our rider, in second place. We can win. Tom Sykes, another championship today, as long as it finishes like this, because we are ahead of Jonathan Rea, and as it stands it doesn't matter where we finish as long as we beat him. We've got the championship in our sights, as Giugliano there tried to send one down the inside of me. He was very aggressive there. He must have overtaken Rea as well. I've gone a little bit deep there though. I don't know where the Ducati is at this point in time, but now we head into the twisty middle sector. A little bit of an error with the bike there. I'm trying to be careful and make no mistakes and be conservative with my riding. This is absolutely sensational. I'm still in the fight, but there's a 4-way battle for victory here, with Giugliano leading. That's Rea in second place. The Honda in front of me is Nicky Hayden, the American, I believe, and we're right here in 4th. So we're about to go on to the final lap, and Rea and Hayden have both slowed up, so now it's just me versus David Giugliano. Let's go for one more time for the final lap of this entire career mode. We're going to stay on board here, and as it stands we are 1 lap away from glory. We just need to bring it round and not make any mistakes. Rea, okay, he's got back ahead of us, but as it stands we will still win the championship by 8 points if it finishes as a Kawasaki 2-3. That's absolutely fine by me. We are okay. Rea though is trying to make a move on Giugliano, and that we will need to react to, because if that does happen then we will only be 3 points in front and we cannot finish to fall off the podium. So we just need to stay with these guys if we can and hope that Ducati can try and give Rea a bit of a battle, but in the end I'm actually going to try and send one to the inside. Got a bit of a push there from the Honda, who's all up the inside of me there. So Hayden is still there, and I've put a rear tyre on the grass, and the American is all over the back of me there. But I'm just going to try and defend my position, because again I cannot afford to go off the podium just in case Rea does manage to get a move on Giugliano. Here we are then in the middle sector. This is very, very tense. Rea slow there. He slows up, and could that be the final straw from Jonathan Rea? The Irishman is losing this championship now potentially, and it's just me and Giugliano as we go on to what I call the back straight into my strongest complex of corners. But we've crashed! No! We've gone into Giugliano, and that is not what we needed at all. And now, as our championship hopes, have they disappeared? No, because Rea, okay, calm down, because Rea is only just 1 place in front of us, which means we'll still win the championship like this. But I panicked like hell for a moment. I thought I'd just taken myself out of the championship. But as we're going to come into the final couple of corners, it's been a long, slow, up and down ride. We've had highs, lows, wins, DNFs, but it's all been worth it. For this moment, Tom Sykes is going to get another World Championship, and we are going to win the Riders' Championship in 2016. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hayden in the end won the final race, so a very strong showing from Honda. Ducati 2-3 with Forres on the podium. We beat Rea to P4 in the end. Oh, there we go. It's all done, guys. There is your final race results for the final time this season. Camille only 20th as well. In the championship, we finish on 398 points. We beat Jonathan Rea by 14 points in the end. Giuliano not too far behind either. The same with Van der Mark. They pushed us all the way through to the final race. That's your final championship standings. And there you go. It's confirmed. We are the Kawasaki champion. And that brings the end of SBK16 career mode. Just at the end of this video, I'm going to leave a statistic of all our results across every race that we did. And yeah, that's just about it. Please be sure to like, subscribe if you enjoyed this series. And now it's F1 2016 mobile. So yeah, I'm sure you're all looking forward to that. Anyway, here's the career results. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and join my Discord. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.